What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk to you about SoundHound. Give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what's coming out associated to SoundHound, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So SoundHound is up 1.65%, 1388 the low, 1535 the high. A couple different attributing factors that's kind of moving the market. One of which is this right here. So we did have good data coming out from the States. So building permits as well as starts, both higher than anticipated. So very good stuff for that. The only negative side is that the likelihood of a cut now for both the January 29th and also March 19th meetings did go down slightly because, of course, as I've stated in the past, you don't really need cuts if data is good. So beside the point, I think this is definitely fueling the broader market. And the fact that it did spike first thing as soon as the market did open, that is a very clear sign that someone wants to benefit from options. So most likely people are buying some call options, which is very resemblant based on right here, just to benefit from the spike. This right here is attributed to shorts, so I'll go over that in a second. There is one thing that I do want to bring up though. No SEC filings or nothing coming from the company itself. Rather, I want to give a shout out to this individual on Reddit. So they kind of found Amelia's last post, and honestly I didn't even know that this was on Twitter. So powered by our conversational AI platform Teva, pharmaceuticals AI agent Medi makes it easier for Teva's customers to read and understand their drug leaflets. So even though essentially SoundHound doesn't own Amelia in its entirety, I think in general this is something that can really flourish, and it is just the tip of the iceberg. More and more companies are going to be going down this route. So looking at essentially SoundHound as a long-term investment is absolutely golden. So even though it is very volatile, shorts attack it on a daily basis. I think if you think bigger picture, then take advantage and buy the dip, but you do whatever floats your boat. There was also news about this as well, but it was back in July. So I think there might be some more updates associated to this because it was just posted today. But aside from that though, looking at shorts, they are currently increasing net 1.72 million shares. 25.38% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 83.54 million shares. It would be nice though just to have one day where shorts don't just all the time attack it. And looking at that teal line, they have been increasing quite a lot. So at the peak I think it was like 5 million shares. So not all that much as per their normal, but still it'd be nice for a day for them just to take a break or something like that. But beside the point though, just anticipate shorts to always be kind of surrounding SoundHound up until profitability. And of course that will come probably, was it like 2026, 2027, whenever that might be. So that's just kind of the nature of the game, unfortunately. But a lot of people as well on Reddit are bringing up the latest 13Fs. So you can kind of see right here that there was a disclosure yesterday, brand new positions. Anything in green is brand new, so always good stuff for that. And aside from that, in Q4, because all of this 13Fs is essentially did occur in Q4, you see some nice increases, 10%, 55%, 9%, some reduced. Obviously that's kind of, it happens, nothing really crazy. But I think, yeah, generally there's bigger things coming, bigger names such as BlackRock and Vanguard. It'll be very interesting to see what they are doing with SoundHound and everything else. Moving over to options, 8.09 million in calls, 2.41 in puts. 51% of all the options being done are optimistic in nature, and most likely, like I said, whoever, because if you think about it, the data came out at 7:30, which was pre-market, so it started to kind of move up higher. But this spike, clearly some individuals wanted to benefit through call options. So yeah, big players like to manipulate SoundHound in either direction, and so they like to benefit from the upside, and then shorts like to benefit from the downside. So it is what it is. But of the call options that are being purchased, you see a consensus for it to be above roughly around that $16 range for this week, and or I guess expiring today, 18 for next week. So definitely there's a lot more momentum starting to build. The bears though, they are anticipating for it to be sub 13 for next week. So again, something to kind of keep in mind. With today being Friday, just take note of some of the strong kind of walls of in open interest. So 14 at the $14 strike price, there is 6,000. At the 14.50, 9,000. 15, you have 17,000. So ultimately, that is why you have shorts very active. I cover quite a few different stocks. Many of them, shorts get very active close to these strike prices because both market makers and shorts have a financial interest in ensuring that any stock closes below these strike prices. So because they would rather have these call options expire worthless rather than having to go to the open market to kind of buy them or whatever else, because usually market makers don't have a lot of volatile stocks such as SoundHound readily available, so they always have to go to the open market to buy it. So yeah, as of right now though, you do have 6,000. It looks like it is going to be in the money. Then I guess it's up for debate whether it closes above or below that 14.50 mark. But these are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So this is that string of selling right here. So that is ultimately what did kind of bring it down. You have one big one right here, 1.44 million. Aside from that, a lot of big transactions, even pre-market. So kind of good stuff for that. So this is big entities buying the, I guess, news that did come out. But as of right now, with it at 14.22, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. 14.07 is going to be a strong support. Kind of broke it a little bit today, but just watch for that to continue to hold. If not, 13.50 is going to be the following support. 14.64 and then 14.99. And then I guess essentially it did break above all that, 15.55. Just kind of take note of some of the strong support and resistance points overall. And as of right now, no new analyst ratings, nothing like that. Under the Patreon, I did put out my new targets where I see SoundHound going. So I went over some of the key kind of support points that you really need to watch with SoundHound. And you can kind of see right here, the ALMA and 50-day moving average are very tight knit. So essentially that's kind of a good thing, adding a good level of support, and it kind of bounced off that general area today. But going forward, definitely watch for those bigger picture. As long as it is above that, which right now it is, I think it is fair to assume that you'll still continue to see a lot more upside. But at the same time, on a daily basis, if you're seeing shorts just hit it all the time, it's gonna eventually go down a little bit. But even right now, just doing the video, went from, what was it, like 1.8 to now 1.6. So that's what shorts do every single day. They increase a significant amount just to hit it, and then they kind of taper off and return. It's very frustrating, but like I said, if you are investing in SoundHound, just think bigger picture. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know what you're doing. Hopefully everyone has a good weekend ahead of them. Stay tuned for my SoundHound video for this weekend on some expectations. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers, so pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.